Hi everyone, I'm Caleb, and I've seen a lot of movies, but somehow I have never seen Starship Troopers. So I'm going to be watching it, and I'm going to give my feedback on the first 5 minutes of the movie, and whether or not I want to continue. A lot can be done in a movie in the first 5 minutes, so what we're going to do from here on out is examine the first 5 minutes of every movie and determine whether or not it's even worth sticking around for, or should you just go get a refund on your ticket. So, I'll see you after the first 5 minutes. So, first 5 minutes of Starship Troopers. Recruitment propaganda. Bugs killing a lot of people. Teenagers in a classroom in what seems to be a flashback sequence. I don't know any of the characters' names at this point. And the 5 minutes stopped exactly when extremely attractive girl with fat lips is checking her math grades. So I don't know anything about the plot. I know that there is a world, and it's obviously Earth. And yeah, it's weird. First 5 minutes they did absolutely nothing to actually establish characters. All I know is that Earth is in danger of these asteroids. I think the only person's name I know is like friggin' Rico and Neil Patrick Harris and the chick who got her ribs ripped out in Saw, who's a lot prettier in this movie, by the way. She didn't age well, I'm sorry. That was shallow. So whether or not I want to continue watching the movie, I'm actually completely undecided. The first 5 minutes I'd give a C, because it's not much of like plot exposition. You can put a lot of stuff into the first 5 minutes, but instead they're just going to be like, they'll continue after the first 5. That's not what we're about. I mean, whether I like it or not, I'm going to continue. And so I'm betting I'll be pleasantly surprised, but actually, strangely, the first 5 minutes of Starship Troopers didn't impress me. I'm just hoping the ride gets better. So, yeah, that's 5 minutes. I'll see you at the end of the movie.
In every age, there is a cause worth fighting for. But in the future, the greatest threat to our survival will not be man at all.
Hey, kid, what's going on? It's war! We're going to war!
Now, the youth of tomorrow must travel across the stars to defend our world.
We are a generation commanded by fate to defend humankind.
Everyone fights, no one quits.
We are going in with first wave. You smash the entire area. You kill anything that has more than 2 legs. You get me? We get you, sir!
But they will face an enemy more devastating than any ever imagined.
Here they come! Mom!
Incoming!
Mayday, mayday, this is Roughneck 2.
We're under attack, sir. We need retrieval now.
Someone made a damn mistake.
No!
The bugs laid a trap for us, didn't they?
TriStar Pictures takes you to the front lines of the next frontier.
Kill them all!
Starship Troopers.
Alright, so I just finished the movie of Starship Troopers, and I'm actually as conflicted as I was after the first 5 minutes. It was weird. Like, after the first 5 minutes, I had to basically watch a high school romance movie. And what bothered me, I guess, is, I mean, they focused a lot on the high school romance, but more than anything is that Johnny Rico, who is a rich kid with rich parents and is an amazing football player and has two extremely attractive women fighting over him. He's the most unrelatable character I've ever seen in a movie. Ever. I did not care about him whatsoever. He has the profile of a villain in a high school movie. So there was that. I did, however, think that at least the movie touched on the themes, but then kept switching. They couldn't figure out what they wanted to say in the movie. It would switch from All Quiet on the Western Front, where some kid is consumed with propaganda, goes into war, and then becomes a heartless person who just accepts the death of everyone around him. And then it switches constantly to a very light-hearted sci-fi Star Wars-like movie, and it was tough. And I get it, it came out in 97, so that kind of movie was definitely ahead of its time, but that's not in a good way. I think that they should have realized they weren't prepared to tackle this kind of story. I hear the books are amazing, I didn't read them, but it definitely is a rendition of All Quiet on the Western Front, which is one of the most anti-war, wonderful pieces of work ever made. And nobody who went to go see movies at that point knew what that was. Even the movie came out in the 50s. Or I think the 40s. Anyway. Clancy Brown was in it, which is, he and Ron Perlman are the reasons why I continue watching B-movies. If there's a movie that has Clancy Brown or Ron Perlman on the cover, I will buy it, and I will watch it, and I will watch it repeatedly to convince myself that it's a good movie. So I'm probably going to watch Starship Troopers again. Sorry, future Caleb. Another pro was there was no franchise-specific terminology. Like when we watch The Hunger Games and Maze Runner and all these new movies that they want to establish a universe, they feel like the best way to establish a universe is to come up with random terms like districts or runners or all this crap, and then they have to waste several seconds of dialogue to go, oh, he's a runner. What's that? Oh, it's a person who runs. Like, they have to waste time. So they didn't waste time on this at all. They just used marine terminology and referred to them as bugs. That's great. They didn't waste our time with that, but they seem to have wasted our time with a few other things, like Carmen's plotline. So yeah, Big Fat Lips is Carmen. I found that out 2 seconds after the 5-minute mark. Basically, after the breakup letter that she sends to Johnny, we shouldn't have heard much more about her. At all. Like, at all. I had to watch a scene where weird black-haired creepy dude is hitting on her, and why should I care? If they're focusing on a main character, they shouldn't switch to the person who broke up with them. Unless the romance is going to reignite, but it didn't throughout the whole movie. She's just there, and she suffers like a really bad wound, and she's like, you know what, I think things are gonna be okay as long as we're together. Fuck you, Carmen. Big eyebrow ass bitch. Clancy Brown brought it way up. It went up to a C+, so yeah, I can see why it's a cult movie, but I can see why people who actually like movies don't really care much for it. So, yeah, C+. Good try, Starship Troopers. That's it. Remember to like and subscribe. Are we doing that shit?
I will cut that out.
Okay. Don't like us, don't subscribe.